Hey everyone, I'm going to be walking through my final verification of one of my properties over here in Whittier. This property is 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. It is 2 stories. Typically an agent will be doing a walkthrough or verification of the conditions prior to close of escrow. I'd like to do mine about 3 days before we close. Basically, when I come here, I'm just checking to make sure that the home looks as it did when I first wrote an offer for my client. And also if there's been any repairs that have been done, I want to make sure that those have actually been completed. I want to take a look at everything and just overall verify the home is in the condition that it should be for my buyer to take possession. So let's take a look through. On this verification walkthrough, I'm merely going to go through the property. This is the front door. And just inspect to see that everything is as it was when we placed the offer on the home. Now to you at home, this may seem like, oh man, it's a little dirty. It might need some repairs. It might be some items, but this property was an as-is property. My buyer was looking for a good deal and luckily it appraised. So that is also great news. So the floor eventually, of course, will look like that. But the buyer is putting in all new flooring, is going to put in new paint, new baseboards. Nobody's been in the property occupying it. The tenants had moved out prior to this home going for sale. So I don't really have to worry too much on like how the tenants left the property during this time of escrow. Fortunately, this was just going to hopefully look as it did when we first put the offer in. So as you can see, there's not really too much damage to the home. It just really needs a deep clean and some upgrades. The kitchen's a little outdated, but my buyer is going to be addressing all of these issues. So may not be as great to look at, but the one important thing was just the fact that he's a first-time home buyer and there's just so much potential with this property. It's a little over 1,200 square feet. It's got a nice guest bathroom down here, which they're going to be remodeling. I'm not turning on the lights because the electrical is in and out in different parts of this property, which they will be addressing at close of escrow. The nice thing is he's closing escrow and then he's not going to actually move into this home for about 3 to 4 weeks so that they can completely gut it and revamp it. This is just going to be a really great condo for him to reside in and really to just gain some really good equity. The rooms are a pretty decent size. Again, dated for what we're used to, but for the price that he got the home, the structure and the bones of this home are just great. So we walk down the hallway. That was from 1 bedroom into the master. I know it was the last time we saw a TV with the VHS on it, but you know, maybe he's got some old movies that he wants to watch. Got a nice little balcony. I apologize if I sound a little crazy. I have this mask on in here and it's a little warm. So it's a little hard to breathe with it. And then this goes into the master bath, which he's actually gonna be pulling this all out. Pulling it all off the wall, demo. The floors are in decent shape in the master bath. But again, he's gonna be redoing all of this. So as far as the verification goes, this is actually exactly how I've seen it. I was here during the termite inspection. I was here during the property inspection. Typically the termite inspection is done on the seller side, at least on my end. I always request that through escrow, but with this seller, since we were getting it for below market value, we went ahead and just took care of it ourselves. We have a great termite inspector that we use, and so he really gave us a good deal with this VA client. So that's pretty much it for a verification. You're just walking through and making sure, you know, there's no piping missing, the walls aren't now open, there's no additional gouges, marks, But on an as-is property, we really weren't too concerned about it. I just needed to do my due diligence. So this is pretty much what you do when you do a verification walkthrough. It's just verifying everything was as it was when, or is as it was when you first put the offer in on the property. So far, so good.